Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm still Heather Terry.
And this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or sometimes for no reasons at all.
That's right.
I came in so profesh.
You did. She's all like dressed cute. She's all professional. Like she's going to a little cocktail party on the beach. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It's getting hot.
Oh my God.
It's like going to be 88 today.
And my summer
fucking May.
My summer blacks, they're already coming in hot.
Dude, I thought about it walking out today and it's like just kind of midday. This isn't even the heat of the day. And I walked out and I was like, oh, fuck. Fuck.
I heard on the radio, they were like, oh, the high's 90. I'm like, what? Why?
Where?
Yeah,
we are not in Death Valley.
I know it feels like it.
My gosh.
Death
We're
Valley.
Just pansy little bitches. At least I get to wear cute little dresses.
I know. I actually wore color today. Now I'm scared I have pit stains. I was like, because I'm feeling stabby. That's what it says. I am feeling stabby.
Are you?
Always.
Man, I feel like I'm missing out on some current.
On sentences.
Current. I don't even know what that is.
What?
Current, like fucking true crime shit that's going on. I feel like there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Brooklyn, get your shit together, lady.
I know. I spend so much time watching other shit that I don't pay attention to, like the Menendez brothers or the Peterson stuff, or like I need to get up on that.
Yes.
Someone messaged us and asked us, how come we haven't talked about Diddy yet? And I was like, honestly, between one, I don't know enough about it yet. Two, I feel like I was lied to my whole childhood. Right. So it's kind of like when Big Bird takes his head off.
Diddy until like the court in like, has he already been? See, I'm like, I feel like it's happening now, but not everything is out yet. Yeah. So like usually we're picking things from the past. So we're trying to have the facts already be laid out there. And I fully understand that new fucking shit develops, but I'm curious on that one. I've followed a decent amount, but it really is just utterly devastating. That's like hard, and that's not even murder per se yet.
Right. Yet.
We know what you did, Diddy.
Oh my God.
But we just said we don't, but like we do.
You know more about that than me. I just know that he tried to blame Costco for having all that baby oil, and they were like, we don't sell that. That's
so he basically would get people super drunk or drug them. And then he would have underage boys or girls go into the rooms where they were asleep and do things to them on camera. He would also then record people having sex. Like his entire house was rigged.
Ew.
So anything that he did. So supposedly a lot of singers and professionals who their careers tanked, it was because that had happened and either they weren't in support of him. He blackmailed everyone.
Oh, wow.
And was like a big sex trafficker.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's really bad, but I still don't know about the murder part yet. But I'm always going to assume were there sex trafficking in my headspace? Mm-hmm. What's going on in this dome? When there's sex trafficking, there's murder.
I mean,
I just don't feel like you can do that without murder.
Do you just
I don't know. I just feel like that.
I feel like you just wanted an excuse to say it.
I do too. But I just feel like death had to have been in there.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere out
Sprinkled
there.
in.
Sprinkled in. Maybe sprinkle death.
We do it every Thursday.
That is true.
Sadly.
Are you ready for me to do it?
Yeah, but anyway, I feel like we've got to, real quick, we got to get on those current events because we're so reversed in the finding out the old stuff. I'm like, we've got to get better on our...
That's right.
Coming soon, guys.
Stop living in the past.
Yes. Let's understand what the fuck's going on. And if there really is a serial killer in Vermont and Maine and stuff. Right? I am dying to know.
The cops keep saying there's not. But how is there not?
But have the cops ever really said that there was a serial killer unless it was one of the major serial killers? They didn't say, like when Gacy, all those boys went, they didn't say there was a serial killer.
Right.
Like they didn't say it with Ted Bundy. I understand too. They're always in different locations. But I feel like the cops are never admitting that there's a serial killer. No. Ever. Yeah, like they do not do it.
This one, it's like, since it's so high profile, they're probably watching their tongue.
Well, I mean, that and maybe they don't have enough evidence, but or we don't know either because I haven't dug into it enough to be like, did all 8 bodies have completely different forms of death?
Right. Because we don't know current events.
Right. This is not current events,
This
but it
is-
will be in maybe 2 more episodes.
Current
I
events
say that because
corner.
I'm about to be out of town and we're pre-recording an extra episode, and I have not learned any new current events from when we filmed this one. And after we do the next one, right after this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a double day. We're double down.
we are
Double
that's
D's
gonna
or
be great.
double down.
That
Double D's double down.
yes, I'm a triple D though.
Me too. But it
Well
did
then.
work.
Yeah, no, okay, I get it.
Triple D's double down. That sounds like
Okay.
it's a slot machine.
We'll run with it. You're telling me a story today, aren't you?
Can I go now? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I know you weren't done. I was just going to see if I could jump in or not. I wanted to see my ability to dive between the lines.
I would like to see you dive onto concrete right now.
Murder.
Right?
I'm not diving on a concrete. So mean. I would like you to swan dive into a parking lot from a roof. Go ahead. Tell me a story. Best friend. Fuck you.
My favorite person.
Yeah. The fuck?
Spicy today.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I like a little spice in my life.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to go. I'm not
Do
going
it.
to tell you who I'm talking about. Not going to tell you what.
Usually don't.
Well, sometimes I'm like, did that ring a bell?
What'd you say?
Did that ring a bell?
I was like,
You slow blinked at me like, bitch, we're on camera. I don't know what you just said.
no idea what you said.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Well,
do
hopefully
it.
you know what I say for the next 8 pages.
I'm ready.
Okay, my sources. This one was too good to pass up. So I'm just trying to fall asleep because I have insomnia. Snapped, season 30, episode 22. I was like, that. I want to do that. Oxygen.com, Dallas News, Fort Worth Star Telegram. But like a lot of it's from Snapped because they have the budget to do the research. So, okay. This is about a Vietnamese couple I'm going to start talking about. So Long Nguyen, and that's how you say their last name. It's Nguyen. I had to get on YouTube to figure out how to
It's
say
usually
it.
win.
Well, they said, ChatGPT said Win or Nguyen.
I don't know. I've known a lot of wins, and they were wins. That was their last name.
Well, I'll go with Win then because that's easier to say.
Yeah.
Okay. And his wife, Hong Lee, were a married couple who immigrated to the U.S. from Vietnam around the year 2000. And they were chasing the American dream. They brought their whole family with them, thankfully, because, some people do it and they send money back
Yeah.
home, but they brought everyone. And can I please pause and say that their names were Hong and Long? It's so cute. So cute. And I'm going to show you a picture of them
Wonderful.
because I need you to know who I'm talking about. Look how cute they are.
They are very cute.
Oh my gosh. So,
I would like them to be my,
your grandparents.
that, or I feel like I want her to be my Bible school teacher.
Oh,
I would like to learn cute things.
so cute. Anyway, so I couldn't find the exact sexes of their 3 children, but I know they had 3 children, but one daughter who was married to her husband, Chow Tran, and he was basically like their son.
Okay.
They ended up in Arlington, Texas, which, fun fact, Thursday is the 7th largest city in Texas. I did not know that. I've only been to Texas once, so
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Fun fact.
Yeah, because I'm like, if you hear some cities, you're like, why did they go there? Well, it's pretty big. I didn't realize how big it was. Why are you laughing at me?
No, it's just sometimes you're like, why did they go there? And they went there because it was the 4th.
Because it was big
in Texas.
7th. You didn't even
7th.
listen. She hasn't
See,
listened to me.
'cause-
Jess, she doesn't even listen to me. Why am I here?
Yeah, I'm sure that's why they moved to that city in Texas.
I
It's the 7th
don't know.
largest.
The area had a lot of different cultures for people who also came there. And there was a really large population that were Asian. So it worked. The Nguyen family was very prominent in their community. They were great people, hardworking, respected. Literally everybody liked them. So just like their photos.
Yeah.
You can get
Oh,
that.
sweet angels.
I know. They opened a commercial sewing business. So think like large scale mass production type shit.
Okay.
They,
I'm thinking that.
I don't know. I love it. You're an active listener. You're like, okay.
I will think of large commercials.
You listen. You're such a good
Yeah.
listener.
I'm here, man. I'm only here. I'm in the present.
They worked hard, and over the next 10 years, they even landed a contract with Disney.
Hey.
Yeah. You've heard of them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And their son-in-law, Chan, was the face of the company. He was the one who spoke the best English, so it worked well for them for a while. Sadly, by 2011, they lost or got outbid or something for their Disney contract and a few other large contracts, so they were like bleeding money. Since their family carried over Vietnamese traditions, they practiced ancestor worship, which I did not know what that was.
Oh my God, I'm already in for it. I'm already here for it. I'm going to start doing that. I need to find my ancestors. I must worship them. I feel like mine aren't going to be very impressive. I feel like theirs is going to be more impressive. So I don't know. I can't say that. Yeah. I'm over here just dogging on my fucking ancestors.
You're like, my family sucks.
I bet you guys are awesome. I bet you did some badass shit, man. I'm looking up like they're there. Like Mulan, just like hanging out on the walls.
You know, I've never seen that movie. Has Jess seen Mulan?
Jess.
She said I'm a lesbian.
I was like, Mulan's
what
amazing. It was one of my favorite ones ever.
Is it a lesbian movie?
She's hot. A warrior.
Jess is saying she is a woman's woman and she's a warrior. Like Xena the warrior princess?
That's before her time.
Oh,
that is before my time. That's why I was like, no. Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Back in.
Okay. We're going to have to watch
worship.
Mulan.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll do that.
I'm sorry. That's what I got out of this.
According to ChatGPT, this is widely observed across Vietnam. Basically, they practiced rituals, honored deceased loved ones, made altars, and they would consult their past ancestors by prayer and other means. Okay, put a pin in that. Now we're going to cut to June 10th, 2012.
Oh, okay. Whew.
So just...
My hair's blowing in the time machine. I'm ready to go. We are now in 2012.
I love you. Okay. After family members could not reach Huong and Long, they went over to their house to check things out. At 7:29 a.m., 38-year-old Chow Tran, their son-in-law, called 911 asking for a welfare check on them. They'd gone over to the apartment and they wouldn't answer the door. And he said his wife and his son looked in the windows and the house was a wreck and one of the windows was actually open. And this was Texas in June. So lava outside, why is your window open? The Arlington PD said their entire family was there now when they got there. Like, they were all so tight-knit and so scared, so they were outside. Like,
I would
we're
be
scared to
terrified
go
too.
in.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, and that was odd for an early morning welfare check anyway. When the cops went in, they said it looked like a burglary had happened and they saw a lot of blood, but they were looking for the people. So they checked every room. They didn't find anybody. They finally got to the bedroom, and that was empty, and the police officer, she was about to turn around and walk out, but she noticed bloody handprints smeared on the wall, like Titanic window style, like people were trying to grab for their life, basically. And she's like, fuck, right by it. She said everything in her told her not to open the door, but she did.
The cop?
Yes.
Her fucking job. Carry on.
14 years on the force, and she's like,
I don't want to open the door.
There's something bad in there, though. Yeah.
Wow.
And when she
put a lot together on that.
Yeah. She opened the door, and she found the bodies of 63-year-old Huong and 72-year-old Long Nguyen. There was blood everywhere. They had been hogtied with duct tape.
Oh.
Yeah. Even their mouths and their heads were duct taped. It was awful. Like, awful. A veteran cop on the show said it was one of the most brutal crime scenes he'd ever seen in all of his years. Detectives showed up and determined they had blunt force trauma to their heads as well. And they initially thought robbery gone wrong. Like, everything was ransacked.
That feels weird. Hog tie. No one hog ties.
We both know that was staged.
Yeah.
Like, why is there duct tape on their heads?
Yeah, that's
up is
some
one
weird
thing,
shit.
but like, no. So, like, that's what I said. They don't duct tape their fucking heads. Like, and it was from their chin to their forehead.
I was so hoping you weren't going to say that.
Yeah, their chin to their forehead. And
okay.
Yeah. So who did this? The police also found evidence on the coffee table. And there was a plate with a half-smoked joint on it. There was crushed up pills and an empty beer bottle with a light blue bandana tied around it.
Are you fucking me sideways right now?
No.
Like, that doesn't even sound like... Man, evidence left, man.
Right. In Arlington, they said that down there they had some Vietnamese gang activity at the time. That was pretty heavy, and that's just like
that was my first thought. Was like, that feels gangy.
It's like it feels gangy.
That feels gangy.
It was a telltale calling card for gang shit, like the colors. So they mainly didn't murder, though. They were just like known for extorting money a lot. So they thought, hey, maybe they saw their business was profitable. But then they found out they were in debt, actually, from the business. It wasn't doing well, so that couldn't have been it. The police were skeptical about the gang stuff, though, because it was just too perfect. Like, they walked in, and I saw a picture of it, and it's just on the table. Like, it looks like a centerpiece
staged.
at Thanksgiving. Like,
Oh.
like, why would
so
you...
it wasn't like,
why would you just...
Oh my God, was it their stepson or their
Right.
son? Or
So-
who is this? Who was it? Who did this?
So they gathered all the DNA evidence and shipped it off for analysis and they got some like hair fibers and fingerprints and stuff from
Was there any mouth on that? My first thought
mouth
is always mouth. I'm like,
Your
I wake
first
up
thought
and I'm
is
just
always
like
mouth?
mouth. No, was there any DNA on that beer can, that beer bottle?
Was there?
The Dana? Because I'm over here like, if that was staged, then they just dumped out some of the beer. I bet there wasn't any Dana in there.
We'll see.
I'm intrigued.
So they sent the fingerprints, the hair fibers, and the DNA evidence that they collected from the joint. Not the beer bottle, but they found DNA on the... They sent all that stuff off.
Okay.
Okay.
Carry on.
They interviewed the family, and Chow was the translator for everyone. And he was super cooperative, and he gave a statement first. He said the last time they saw them, they were at a birthday party. The whole family was there, and the two left with another family member around like 10 or so. And the cops were like, so did they keep cash around the house? Because in that culture, they don't trust American banks sometimes, so they'll just stash cash in their house.
We all shouldn't.
Right. I mean,
let's be honest. Right. We all shouldn't. I'm going to go get a safe and throw it in a wall right now. Thanks for the reminder.
And then forget the code and then call me and be like,
Dude,
what's the
suck
code
so
to my
bad.
fucking safe?
Oh, there's no way in hell that I would ever have a safe and you would not have the code.
Oh, I know.
Ever. Ever.
I have your gym locker combination.
Yeah,
but I use it. So.
Yeah.
Okay. The cops asked that, and they were like, no. And if they did have money, their business wasn't thriving. So he's like, I doubt it would be enough to do this.
Right.
He went on to say that the family thought they truly believed that the business was cursed based on their beliefs and all of that stuff.
Ooh, spicy.
On June 11th, the autopsy was performed, and sadly, the blunt force trauma wasn't what killed them.
No, don't tell me suffocation or I'm getting up and leaving.
Hong's entire head had been wrapped in 25 foot of duct tape, and Long's was wrapped in 10 foot. So they suffocated to death. And it shook me when I first heard that. Like, that's so sad.
That is so terrible.
As fuck. Like, I couldn't even know. Basically, the cop on the show, he goes, think about holding your breath until you died. And I'm like, whew.
That's a fuck.
Yeah. The police got the DNA results back, and they weren't any matches in CODIS. None whatsoever. AKA the person who did it hadn't committed a felony. At all.
Yeah, because it's Chow.
Right.
I'm blaming Chow. I don't know anything about him. I've decided it's Chow. He's the translator. It's him. I could be totally wrong.
So after their death, they got a call from the life insurance company, which they typically do that when the life insurance policies are big. Come to find out, combined, they had over $1 million in life insurance for the both of them. On June 13th, they bring Chow back in because he was speaking for the whole family and started asking him about the financials because they didn't know that stuff. So they asked him about the policy, and he was like, no, they got a large one because they wanted to carry on the family business. So they wanted to make sure if something happened to them, that they would have that money to put towards the business and keep it in the family. Chow and the rest of the family all had alibis, and none of their DNA or fingerprints matched. So anything that they found.
It's still Chow. Poor Chow. I'm on him so hard. White on rice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chow.
They swabbed everyone in the apartment complex and a shit ton of other people, and the case went cold because nobody matched it. On October 12th, 2015, so 3 years later, they got a DNA match from the blunt. So.
The joint.
Yes.
Okay. Was it a joint or a blunt?
What's the difference?
Blunt is brown and joint is like paper.
Oh, then blunt.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because that says a lot about the smoker.
Okay.
It really does. It says a lot about the smoker.
Either way.
See? She's like, agreed.
Either way, somebody smoked some weed.
Right. But
and it looked brown and it looked fatter. So
okay, then it was a blunt.
Okay. Jesus. All right. A 20-year-old guy named Willie Guillory stole someone's horse in Houston and had been arrested recently.
Intrigued.
Right? Now, how is that possible? Like, because he was only 16 at the time and juveniles weren't put into CODIS.
I'd be like, this juvenile's joking around here, man.
But he's 20 at the time, but he was 16 when the murder was committed. So
oh, fuck me sideways.
yeah,
okay.
so he wasn't in the system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was 20 when he stole the horse?
Yeah.
Now I want to steal a horse. How do you just steal a horse?
I don't know. I have a lot of questions about it. And I'm
I can't even
typing
get on one.
I
They're huge, man. I am
get
5'2".
on one.
Because they're just so high up. I'd have to like start far back and like sprint.
I want like a pirate ship. You know, they climb up the side of the pirate ships on those weird ladders.
Yeah.
That's what I would need to climb on a horse. Okay. So
He stole the horse. He wasn't.
He was only 16 at the time of the murder, and juveniles aren't entered into that, which I did not know. 2, he had never committed a felony before. So he didn't have his fingerprints in there before he stole the horse. So that's
an expensive horse. Right. A felony's $5,000.
I don't know. They said that
It is.
it's a felony to steal a horse in Texas is what the cops said. I don't know.
Well, usually it's anything over $5,000. That's felony charges.
When they brought him back to Arlington for questioning, he confessed. Okay, so get this. Back in June 2012, Willie, who was 16 at the time, he was living with his 49-year-old uncle Bobby in Houston. On the 9th, Uncle Bobby's like, hey, we're going to go to Arlington, and that's 3 hours away. He's like, some lady named Dephne Wright wants us to go collect some unpaid debts, so she hired us to go scare him a little bit and get some money. Apparently, he'd met her with his uncle, and she was like, if they don't pay, I want them dead.
Dude, it can't be that easy.
Right. So she'd given him a key to their apartment, and then he said, hey, we're going to stage a burglary and wait for them to come home from the party. He blocked the door while his uncle beat them until they stopped fighting back. A few places I read that it was a baseball bat that Willie actually made in high school shop class. Like, I don't know if that's true, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
His uncle told him to grab them and take them to the back closet, and that's where they duct taped them and left them. Then he found out that they were actually hired to kill them. Like, at first, his uncle was like, we're just going to go, rough him up, freak him out.
He's 16.
And he felt like
he's fucking 16. No matter what, you put me in an environment in any capacity. Right. 16 with an adult. Mm-hmm. And I would even say one of my parents' friends, even not even like a family member.
Right.
I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. My brain had not developed fully enough. I'd be like,
and that's who he was living with. That was his caretaker.
So I'd be like what am I doing?
We're gonna go, and he's like, okay. Like,
I mean, I say that.
Yeah.
You could have gotten me to rob somebody, but you probably couldn't have got me to like murder. But.
Yeah, and then when he found out actually when they got there that Dephne had said for $10,000, I want you to go kill them. Now, who the fuck is Dephne?
Who is Dephne?
And why is it not Daphne? Because it took everything in me not to fucking type that.
Because Daphne is prettier.
Single time. This is her. There you go, Jess.
It's a hot little number.
Oh, yeah. This bitch was 44 years old and lived in Houston. She was a spiritual advisor. Her shtick was that she would turn businesses around, bring good fortune, but most importantly, she would place and remove curses. Now, remember how I said the Nguyen's thought their business was cursed? They found her in the newspaper, and they called. Definitely. She had a ton of business, especially in the Asian culture down there, because a lot of them believe that. Yeah. Now, the cops are like, okay, Chow Tran, who is this bitch? Like, tell me who she is. Because they were like, she came out of nowhere. And he'd been cooperating until now. And he was like, oh, okay, you can talk to my lawyer.
Yeah.
They go to Uncle Bobby's in Katy, Texas, and they arrest him on 2 counts of murder. He eventually cracks because he's like, I'm not telling you shit about fuck. And then they're like, cool, well, we have a search warrant for your DNA. And he was like, oh, okay, I should probably tell you stuff.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Whatever. Keep your mouth closed until they pry it open.
Right.
I guess.
And now he's... keep in mind that Uncle Bobby Guillory, I think that's how you say it. He's 52 now, and he had no criminal history at all. Never been in trouble.
Bobby.
But like, how do you go from nothing to that?
Agree for 10,000.
I mean,
like
he was
what's
dating
more like 10,000.
Right.
Like you're not
right
hollering at me for
I wouldn't
life changing. 10,000 would help, but that ain't changing a life.
No.
Let alone to take 2.
Right. And he was dating, so Uncle Bobby was dating Daphne's friend, and he had been laid off from his job, and he was desperate for money, and he couldn't figure out. And she preyed on that and was like, hey, they called her on the show a spiritual loan shark, which is 100% true. Like, yeah. So she would let people use her services on credit. So I'd be like, hey, you got a business, you want help with it, it's cursed, cool. Let $20,000 and I'll turn it around for you. And these people truly believe that she could do that. Like, and if they didn't pay, she took action. Hong Lee and Chow Tran were in her debt. So, and for the most out of all the people she worked with, they had the highest amount of debt. And by the way, she was never able to quote unquote remove the curse.
What I'm saying.
And they kept coming back. They kept their faith in her. She was like, well, I need to do this. You're not doing it. Like, she pretty much.
So they'd be like, it's $10,000. I'll remove the curse. And then they pay the $10,000 and they're like, dude, my business is still doing bad. And then she's like, well, it's probably a hex. Give me $5,000 more. I'll get rid of the hex. Oh, it must be a fucking say random shit.
Yeah, it was 10, 20, and 30,000.
Why didn't they just hire a social media manager?
Right. Well, so she, what they would do is they didn't have that money. So it'd be like me coming to you and I'd be like, hey, I don't have any money, but like, I need your services to make my business grow so I can pay you.
Yeah.
So she'd be like, cool, let me do it. She would do nothing. And they'd be like, well, we don't have the money. And she'd be like, oh, well, let me try this. It's this much. And
so they just rack up a massive amount of debt.
Yeah. And that's how they were going to do it. And Chow kept coming back, like, and it didn't work. So every time they went, like, it was about another $30,000. Their tab.
Jeez, the fucking weeds.
I know, we're in the wrong business.
Dude, we are in the wrong business.
Now, their tab ended up being between $250,000 and $280,000.
Do you know that they could hire a really great consulting firm to come in and literally do an analysis of their business and turn it upside down for way less than that? I say way less than that. Them bitches be getting paid too. But like, that is a thing.
Right. They had to.
I hate
that their beliefs got them taken advantage of.
Yes.
Yeah.
That they were bamboozled.
Right.
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
So she's like, hey, give me my money. And they're like, we don't have that. And she got real mad. And then she found out that Chow was one of the 2 beneficiaries of those big ass life insurance policies. And she's like, okay. Because she sucks.
How did she even figure that out?
Right.
Crazy to like I bet just an easy fact finding little question that you answer unwillingly.
Right. Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be telling people
so the cops,
who beneficiaries are. Keep that close to your chest.
Right. The cops are like, all right, well, how did you get a key to their place then to Uncle Bobby? And he's like, oh, Chow gave it to us.
Fuck me sideways. I was, I was right.
Bump? I kind of do.
I kind of do. Sorry. I knew it. And then I felt bad. And I was like, this isn't one of your fucking books you read. Yeah. You're wrong.
Yep.
Fuck Chow.
So they were like, even the lead investigator on the show was like, they were friends. Like, he considered him like an acquaintance, like a friendly acquaintance to them. He would go, he had always been helpful up to the point where he lawyered up and he'd been right there for everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, what the fuck do you mean he gave you a key? Like, yeah. On August 31st, 2016, they're like, all right, where the fuck is Dephne? We need to talk to her. She was a married mother of 3, and they said that she was loud, direct, and basically ruled the roost, and basically acted like she was a bossy ass bitch in her house. And her husband just did what she said and didn't know what was happening with her business. And they were right. They were like, hey, do you know Chow? And she's like, yeah, he's a client, and I heard his parents were killed. And then the detective was like, I know they owed you money, but how are you going to get that now? And she goes, oh, they will pay. Like, all shitty. Yeah. Daphne was arrested and they performed a search warrant on her place. They found her ledgers for her services or what the fuck ever. And they were blown away at the amount of money people were giving her. Because at this point, they didn't know like how much she was getting from all these.
So like really agreed aggressively after all of this. Like she could have just wiped that fucking
She could have been like,
debt off.
I get it. You guys are having a rough time. My woo-woo's not working or whatever the fuck she did. Oh, by the way, when they found the ledger, no details of Hong and Long's and Chow's debts were in the ledger. None. So, like, how do you even know that they owed that? That was sketchy to them. They were like...
Or they just removed it in case
Maybe.
she had a...
I didn't think about it.
Like I was like, she probably didn't put it in there because she killed them or removed it because then it would show the debt that was owed. Now there's no evidence of debt owed.
And the investigators dove into Chow's financials even harder since they'd still been looking into everything. And he had done the opposite of what he said the life insurance was for. He had closed the family business immediately and bought a brand new house. Chow is still lawyered up and he won't talk to anybody, and they got desperate. So they made they made a controversial decision to
immunity
to give Chow a deal if he would testify against Dephne, Willie, and Bobby. He starts to talk. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I put notes at the end.
I'm going to be quiet.
And Chow starts to talk, and he was like, yeah, they hired Dephne, and they were terrified when their business didn't turn around and they couldn't pay her back. And they fully believed in her abilities and that she could place curses on them. So he said they did it out of fear. Get this, so I can't even say this, and you're about to flip this chair over.
Great.
Chow said that Hong Lee, his mother-in-law, said she would sacrifice herself for the life insurance money so that the family would be safe from the curses and they could pay up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what I fucking
She
said.
wouldn't have agreed to die that way. Even if you did. Like...
That? No.
I literally read a book where a mother who could not afford, like, there was this hired hitman that would kill you so that your family would be able to get your life insurance. So, like, people who were in, like, just, they had no money and they couldn't take care of their kids, they would pay someone essentially to murder them. So that their kids would get the money. And he did it in a really, like, he would cut your brake lines on a Tuesday. You would have no idea and you die in a car accident. Like, it all looked natural so that it wouldn't hold up the money type of deal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, that does actually happen. Yeah. But they would have never chosen to die, like, in a horrific way. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds like the worst fucking way to die.
Yeah. And Chow said that once Dephne found out that they each had a life insurance policy that was big, not just like one or the other, that she's like, oh, no, they both have to die. Like, they should both die instead. Oh, and my gosh. All signs point to Chow coming up with his plans, but their hands were tied because they needed him.
Not really. They could have done.
To connect
They could have worked harder.
So.
I don't believe that. I believe they could have worked harder.
So, get this. So, they had to offer Chow full immunity.
I'm going to flip shit.
Yeah. In order to get him to testify, which I agree is horseshit. I wrote horseshit. And even the investigator on the show was mad. And he was like, sometimes you have to make a deal with the devil, but I'm still not okay with the decision we had to make. Like, he said it.
You shouldn't be.
And Daphne's bitch ass went to trial on August 26, 2019. And Chow gets up there and he's like, yeah, greedy bitch will do anything to get her money, and tells his side. He's like, we owed her a shit ton of money. And
what does Chow look like? Do you have a photo of Chow?
His face was blurred out, and I could not find even a picture of his wife, who was their actual daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's valid because I wanted to see him too, and they blurred his face out. And that's okay. They blackmailed him. They were blackmailing them to get it back, is what he claimed on the stand. He also added part to his story and said that Dephne was controlling his mind and body with her mystical powers.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I couldn't be on that jury and hear that and not make a face. There's no.
I couldn't lie. Like, I just.
She was so you were a puppet. Cool.
You're so.
I bet he wasn't a national winning puppet.
Agreed. But it's like, dude, maybe do that if you found out she was a hypnotist. She hypnotized me. Like,
Not I paid her to. All right, I owed her.
there's pure evidence that nothing she has ever done has actually been true. But I'm gonna act like she was controlling my body.
Right.
Okay.
And then again, they never found an invoice, a text, an email, or anything at all. Not even nothing that said that they owed this $280,000. Like there's no evidence of this, so they didn't understand why.
It's amazing too, these little fucking leeches that they would take the life of two people for 4 times the amount
Right. When
that you were owed. We don't even know what you were owed.
And we don't even
did you do anything?
Yeah.
It's not like you built a fucking office building and they didn't pay you.
Yeah, he said that they said that when they were going through all her stuff, they found like other emails to other people like, hey, you owe me this, or hey, like communication with every other client she had except for them. So it's just all
so they didn't dig into their IP. That's what I'm saying. Here's Scoomy. Here's what I have to say on this one. The cops did not do their fucking jobs. You could have dug into their IP address.
Yeah.
Like if they did not have, I mean, I work in IT now because I got hacked on Instagram and now I know things. So I'm pretty much a coder.
Yes.
I do not mean to disrespect every coder out there or somebody in IT because I don't know shit about fuck. But like, I do know that you can tell where emails are coming through. They could have easily gone through and gotten any emails that they erased. Unless
Apparently
they're truly.
they did.
That's
the vibe I got, and everything I read is that they did it.
But there was nothing on their side.
There's speculation,
but
too.
like the family side. So they never had a business email from their account. I don't believe that.
I don't know. It's all kind of sketch. All this stuff is kind of sketch. And
I just feel like there were about 4 stones and they peeked under one. They kicked one over to the side and they heavily stared at the other 2. But I do not feel like all the stones were turned over. That is what I have to say. And I mean it.
I know you got your hand, your angry hand.
There
going.
are the stones and they are still flipped the right way. I do not see the dark little cold part on the bottom.
Famous stone.
Famous stone.
Okay.
Just fucking
yes.
fuck.
And also they never found where Chow even paid her back. So he didn't even pay her back.
This is Texas, right?
Yeah.
Don't they have the big hats? And they're like really.
Don't they have the big
Isn't everything bigger? When I think of real men, I think of like a Texan.
A Texas Ranger.
Yes.
They're hot.
Exactly.
Even if they're ugly.
And they wear
hot.
like the tighter pants and the belt buckles and the boots and the hat. Like, dude, I feel like.
No, but like.
They should have done more and been better. I don't.
He didn't pay him back. He didn't pay her.
I know, but still.
But that's what's so stupid about this whole story is that he claimed that was the he never even paid the debt off.
So Chow got the money. So Chow got his what are they, parents-in-law?
Yeah,
murdered.
His in-laws. Yeah.
And he got the money. Mm-hmm. And then nothing happened to him.
Right. Wait. Her defense lawyer, of course, attacks Chow because, he was part of it. Yes. Even though he got immunity, he was part of it. So the defense lawyer is like, you're going to listen to this motherfucker?
Right.
Yeah. But on September in 2019, 47-year-old Dephne Wright was convicted of capital murder with solicitation of capital murder and got life without parole.
Okay, pause. Chow's wife, what's happening there? Oh my God. I was like, I can see that you only have a fucking paragraph left and you're telling me it's in that. Okay, I'm going to shut up. I am bamboozled. I am flabbergasted.
Her flabbers have been gasted.
Hard. Golly. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Willie Guillory, pled guilty. Fuck.
Pled Guillory. That's hard. That's a hard one.
I'll back up. Okay. Willie Guillory crushed it. Pled guilty to aggravated robbery and got 20 years in prison, but he's eligible for parole this year, and he's now 29. So he's the nephew that kind of got dragged in. So
sucks he got 20 years for being dragged in, but
he's eligible for parole after 6 years.
Okay. So I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel either. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know enough about him,
right,
to say what his headspace was or like, it seems like he wasn't a bad kid and he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, but I don't know.
I saw a video online where
I kind of feel bad for Bobby.
Yeah. His interview. Ooh, it's so sad. Like it made me tear up this whole
like behind bars.
Like, no, his interrogation whenever they caught the uncle. And because, I mean, he did a really horrible thing. But he was like crying, saying, I was scared of her. I was desperate. I didn't know what to do. I felt like
I feel like they got so fucked
him.
up.
And like he kind of believed what she talked. So like he was like, yeah. Anyway, so Uncle Bobby got life without parole as well. Now, the shitty part.
Oh, the shitty part.
One of many. This is full of shitty parts.
Yeah, lots of shitty.
Yeah, lots of shitty.
Lots of shitty.
Shitty,
Bang bang. Couldn't help it. Go. I'm sorry. I said it and I knew it was wrong. I knew it was wrong and I couldn't help it.
It brought me joy, though.
Good.
It brought me a bright spot. In this
I am
dark
dying to
story.
know.
I know.
And I'm going to stop talking. I'm not talking anymore.
We're going to play a drinking game. I'm going to have Jess insert this at the beginning. Every time you say, I'm going to stop talking during this, everyone will be blacked out and they won't know what happened. Okay. You're dying. No, I'm kidding. So Chow was never charged with anything, and there are no plans to charge him with anything. He got off scot-free with almost $1 million. And
Unbelievable.
Right. And I wrote in here, I wanted to know what his wife thinks of all this because he had her parents killed, basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And like, how did
it's her money, right?
Like, how did she know?
It should be her.
It was in his name, though.
The fuck.
Yeah.
The absolute fuck. If my parents, I swear to you, and this shit was so the thing, and it is the thing there, like in other
cultures,
yeah. I'm like, the fuck. I swear, if my parents, if they kick the bucket, please don't, I love you guys, and fucking Travis's name was on there versus mine, the fuck.
Right.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving dinner when I throw a turkey at your face. I really wouldn't because I make great turkey. But if I was a dry turkey making fool, I would throw that at my parents if they put my husband's name instead of mine. Anyway, I'm upset about that. I have a lot of... Did she stay with him? Were they still married?
Let's talk.
Dude, I...
Okay. So...
Did they... Yeah, I want to know if they remained married. Because she wouldn't get the money. Okay.
I couldn't find anything else on her stance. I couldn't find a photo of her. I couldn't find shit about fuck if she even knew. They have... Her shit is under lock and key.
She has to know because the court...
No, I mean like beforehand. Like during and before and all that. I couldn't find anything. So I don't know.
I don't even
know her name because they redacted it from everything. And his face isn't even anywhere. Probably because he fucking orchestrated a murder of his in-laws and is living off of their life insurance policy.
If she's still with him, then she was in on it.
Then she
was in on it.
And I couldn't find that either. And I was dying to know when I still want to know.
I was like, you literally just set up, fuck you. Man, fuck your story, dude.
Right.
Fuck your story.
I know. And that is the sad, fucked up story of the senseless murders of Huong Lee and Long Nguyen.
I can't decide what, like, I don't know. I can't decide the kind worth killing.
Oh, okay.
The kind worth killing. Like the concept of murdering somebody and what constitutes an okay reason. Because for whatever reason, when it has to do with money, I get even more upset because money is so fictitious and stupid and it's our world. Money was not even really a fucking thing before. We traded and we bartered. It's just this stupid fucking thing that the government created for us so that we had to get a job and do what they wanted. That is how I feel about money.
Yeah.
And the whole fact that it was over fucking stupid money and the fact that she already had all this money.
Yeah.
I just like it's
and then
the
took advantage of the other guy that didn't have any money.
And then you ruin an entire other, like, not only
ripple effect for sure.
Yes, but then you got two people sentenced, one to life because they were like, it just sucks.
Yeah. And then Willie, he was 20 when he got arrested for the horse stealer. He did an interview that I saw too from jail, and he was talking about, I wish I could take it back. I wish I could take back almost everything I did between the ages of like 16 and 26, including a marriage in there. Like if I could take that shit back, you know? Shit. Well, at least you're not in jail or prison.
True.
Yeah.
Only because I got out of there fast enough.
That's right. I busted her out.
Yeah.
That's how we became friends.
I don't know. I hate that.
That's
and there's
so
never a
sad.
good reason. We have yet to ever do one where we're like,
they
bravo.
deserve- yeah.
Besides the one time that you and I were able to get women who killed their their abusers. That was the only time have I ever been like, bravo. Other than that, we're never over here like, yeah, they got the money. Look at that. And he got away scotch-free. This would be a really fucked up podcast.
Yeah. Did you say scotch-free?
I did.
I'm like, I think she tried to skirt past it, but I have to.
I did. I didn't even like catch it. Is it scot-free?
It's Scott, right? Jess is like,
she thought it was scotch too. I thought it was scotch.
I say scot-free. We gonna look it up?
I gotta know now.
Well, I hope I'm not wrong. That Jess, if I'm wrong, edit this out.
Is it Scott? Is it Scott-free
You guys were
or
doing
scotch?
this in real time.
The correct term is scot-free, and that's only SCOT. There's no two T's, so it wasn't this guy named Scott. And it means to avoid punishment or penalty. The word Scot in this context refers to a tax or fine, not a reference to Scotland or Scots.
Oh.
Thank you, Al.
Yes. So he got off scotch-free.
Yes.
No tape.
Absolutely.
You know
not.
what's sad is they did use duct tape. Oh, man.
I'm kind of surprised that Bobby went like that.
That hard in.
That would never be my thought on how to do it. Was he the one? Did he do drugs on the counter and shit?
No, Willie smoked half of that blunt, he said, the kid.
Yeah, but what about the pills on the thing?
They
and
did
the beer?
that just for looks.
So he didn't stop to be like, I want the rest of my blunt?
No.
It does explain that it was a 16-year-old because we only, I heard.
Why are you pointing at Jess? She's like 16 years old right now.
Because it's like a blunt is specifically an area of which you live, or you're 16. Because we only smoked blunts when we were in high school. It was a blunt situation.
A blunt situation.
Now as an adult, it's joints. Because ain't nobody need a whole blunt. It's a whole different. Told you can tell a lot. I should have known. I should have known that it was a youth.
Yeah, well, they crushed up the pills and they were lined up like they were gonna snort them.
Did they find out it was Tylenol?
I don't know what the pills were.
I bet they didn't test what the fuck. That's one of the stones left unturned.
See, I also didn't dig into all their investigating part.
But they would have said it. They would have you would have seen it.
Yeah.
That would have been a thing.
Read it somewhere.
It would have been somewhere.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you're doing the research for these, and I'm always intrigued because I started listening to other podcasts that do the same stories, and I'm like, where did you find that?
Right.
I would like to know where you found that because I have not seen this.
Yeah.
And I just don't know where these, what you doing, guy? Where'd you find that?
Send me that link.
Send me the link.
Well, don't send her a link. She just got.
I can't fucking click a link.
Too soon.
I just got an email on something and I am too afraid to touch it.
Was it on your.
It's on one of my work accounts that I'm like, I'm not touching any of this.
Did it say that your email or your Facebook password had been changed?
No.
Oh, I got one that was a scam, and then I hovered over it because you can always do that or whatever.
Yeah.
The link, because it was click here. If
they
this
never
wasn't
send
you.
invoices through this account. I don't manage invoicing. So I was like, I feel like I'm so scared. Travis, today, we're looking at new insurance and he goes, hey, can you send me your social security number and a photo of your driver's license? I literally sent him the photo of the driver's license and I walk up to him and I was like, here's the number. I go, what if I'm hacked? I don't want my driver's license and my social security number right under it.
I mean,
I'm so scared.
You're not wrong.
I'm terrified. One of the biggest things I can say, and I mean this with love and affection, take your fucking credit cards out of don't make it easy for you to buy stuff online. It makes it, that's going to be the easiest thing that you're going to get hacked on is where you have all your credit cards linked to everything. That's just fun fact as I've been working through my PTSD of my Instagram hack.
Right.
That was a great story. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thanks for that. I don't know. Thanks
You're welcome.
for listening.
I'm here.
Thanks for actively
I'm happy
listening.
to showing up.
Oh yeah. So we launched our Patreon episode that the prison, what is it?
Prison makeup.
Prison makeup. Does your face still burn?
Dude, another fun fact. If you put Kool-Aid or a sugary abrasive thing directly on your flesh, it fucking hurts.
Oh, man.
It actually, a part of my, I ended up having, a cut.
A cut?
A cut, where I guess, because also, too, we have recently done a lot of wonderful things to our face through a TEF, so I feel like my skin was more, I shouldn't have done it
we should have done it before we got
when I had layers before the dermaplane because I had layers of just fucking 37 years of filth on my face that it literally cut a little part of up here on my eyelid from fucking sugar.
Well, we're just so everybody knows, though, you can actually buy that episode. So if you don't want to commit and support us, which is rude, but whatever. But if you can't, you just want to test the waters a little bit, you can actually go in there on our patreon.com/a-couple-of-assholes and buy individual episodes to check out. And there's previews and all kinds of fun stuff. And if you join, you actually get more shit. So that's my recommendation.
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I?
I mean, the Hot Ones episode's about to drop. So once that one's going to be
Boom goes the ass dynamite.
Yes.
Because it was.
Don't even want to think about it.
I have PTSD from that.
Facts. Well, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Important things. Don't forget, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you.
Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?